So I was eating Ritz crackers for lunch, working odd jobs just to get by. But I came from a family of entrepreneurs. My grandfather built a business that's still thriving today. So how did I end up here? Let's go back, way back. Okay, maybe not that far. I grew up around business. My grandfather started a walk-in Spanish deli in Bayshore, now a staple in the community. Rice and beans. And it's funny because back then when my grandparents would tell the story of how they built it, it was 8 years before there was any real change. They went through a lot of struggle, even having it burned down twice. But now it's a multi-million-dollar business, and he built it from scratch. I saw firsthand what it takes to build something real, something that lasts. But I was ignorant. I assumed success was automatic, like it was in my blood, and not quite. A short while later, I figured I'd use my experience. I knew I had a solid customer service background, and I was good with food. So I started an organic food business. We did soups, salads, drinks. It was farm to table. I partnered with some farmers and producers on Long Island and met with some really great people in the community. Unfortunately, in the food business, especially an organic, local, whole food business, profit margins are incredibly slim, and it's grueling work. I was up till 3 a.m. cooking, making drinks, only to wake up and haul tables, tents, banners, and food over to the market by 8 a.m. the next morning, not knowing if it would be a profitable day. I had a decision to make. I had experience working with CGI and 3D art. It's what I went to school for. I worked in the video game industry for about 4 years after college, building environments, characters, and the like for games that we made. So with that experience, I had a big idea. 3D interior design app where you can visualize your space in 3D and purchase the products within that space on the fly, with AI assistance and a strong design focus, down to the textures and materials of the couches and rugs. But I knew without a doubt that this was going to take money, and also a long conversation with my wife. I was too excited for my own good. We built a team and we got to work. Everyone was excited about it, but timelines killed me. What was supposed to take the team 3 months ended up taking 6, and costs added up quickly. Once again, lesson learned. It's not a great idea to go too big too fast. Everything you want, you can have, just not all at once. As a last-ditch effort, using the relationships with the suppliers that I built through Room Palette, I pivoted to drop shipping luxury furniture. Sales were actually decent. In the first month, we sold 9 products, but logistics and taxes were a nightmare. I was on a time limit. I needed to recoup costs and not bleed more money. Again, another lesson. Know you can commit to something before you decide to. Driving on an empty tank will get you nowhere. But at that time, I promised Ash that if it came to it, I'd pick up any job. I would never let it get to the point where we couldn't put food on the table. And at that point, I needed to survive. I worked a bunch of odd jobs. UPS, DoorDash. I was even selling windows. And that's when I realized I was playing the wrong game. I knew I wanted to make an impact, but how? I could start a farm. I could do a nonprofit that provides relief for the community. Unfortunately, in 99% of circumstances, if you want to grow something good, you need funds. So I thought, all right, let's stop playing games. What were the secrets that the Bill Gates and the Rockefellers of the world knew that I didn't? So there's an old proverb in the Bible that says this: the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. No one can take that away from you. So naturally, I began to learn these strategies. What games were the rich playing? So back to that nonprofit idea. Most nonprofits fail. Why? Because of a lack of funds. They rely on donations. But what if we could build the system that funds it? So who has funds? Rich people. What do rich people do to get the funds? That's when it clicked. If we own the businesses, we create the jobs. If we own the real estate, we control affordability. If we can build cash flow and protect the assets, we create sustainable impact, and we could teach others to do the same. So here's the breakdown. Phase 1, build income streams. The first step is income. If we don't have income, we can't build anything. So like I said in my previous videos, I'm starting from scratch. Me eating Ritz crackers for lunch, that was no more than a week ago. And fortunately, I applied and scored a job at a life insurance company, and now I need to get my lessons. And the test is today. So why life insurance? Because it fits in the wealth strategy and teaches me how that financial system really works. At the same time, I'll be stacking capital and getting ready to deploy it. Phase 2, acquire and build businesses and real estate. The goal, buy small local businesses that generate cash flow. Grow the business, establish a strong team, rinse and repeat. Escape the time for money matrix. Acquire long-term rental properties, control housing, and create affordable options. All businesses in real estate require a lot of funding. So once we have the ability to, we can leverage life insurance policies to build and protect the assets and lend from the cash value of the policy, and then we become the bank, which has several benefits. I'll dive deeper into this later. Phase 3, the give back method. The middle class's share has declined, and the richest share of wealth and income is growing disproportionately, and it's getting worse. That's the reality. There are mothers who can't feed their kids, veterans who can't find job placement, daughters who are struggling to care for the disabled parents, to no fault of their own, and they need help. With the knowledge available right now, taking care of your family, your friends, having no one to tell you what you can and can't do with your time, doing the right thing and making a dent in the world is all possible and pretty friggin' awesome. So this is the long game. We launched Parachute, a nonprofit organization that gets people back on their feet, provides job security, financial aid, and affordable housing. We use cash flow and assets to fund sustainable impact, and teach others to do the same. That's the plan. And what's on the line? Everything. So if you want to build wealth and make an impact, stick around. I'm breaking down everything I learn as I go. We're just getting started.